All right. So with task 2, you'll see that it's actually got 4. So see how there's 4 documents there?
Yep.
So pretty much the one on the left, if you want to open that up, I'll have it on my screen just as an example. So this one is, as you can see, the one where you write your name, and there is just one question we've got to do. But then the other 3 are just the actual form, the pre-screening form. So essentially it's, one per client. So one for your athlete, one for your female, one for that. So for example, when you do it with your partner tonight, like you'll open up this one as I got there, and then you go through the form with a person. It won't let you actually upload it, or sorry, to turn in. It'll only let you turn in when you've done all 3. So tonight, don't worry about turning it in. You can only turn it in when you've done all 3. So that's fine if you don't turn it in for now.
So are we on the case study task 2 first, or?
Yeah, there's just one question there. You can see it's just got one. Just got that one question, and then 2.2 is where you go off and do your 3, do your forms.
Yep, cool.
So we do need to do that question, and we'll do that together because it's just one question. So we'll do that all together. But just before you go off and do your partner work, also with those forms, so there is case study notes, which I wrote today. So what I've done for this is for your pre-screening forms, I've just pretty much just gone through and actually given you dot points for each one. So you can see for page 1, if I get it open for that one, page 1 is just the waiver. If you were to join a gym, usually you'd sign a waiver where they just sign it. So I've just written down page 1, sign and date. I've just given you directions for each page.
Cool.
Page 2. So I've just given you advice for page 2. And it goes through page 2 is where you answer fill the information out and do the question. So I've just given you advice there on how to fill it out, delete the yes and no for each answer. But I'm going to put you into breakout rooms anyway, and I'll be jumping in between each room. So, but if you get stuck though, it's all pretty clear. I think page 4, page 5, how to fill it out like that. All right. Let's actually get this question done. Question 2.1. And then I'll let you guys go off and do your thing. So, hey Jake, do you want to just leave what you're doing, and do you want to we'll just do 2.1 together?
Yeah.
And then we'll break up into pairs like that. So for 2.1, pretty much all the questions asking is just like an overview was pretending if you were to explain to your client what is the purpose of doing a pre-screening health questionnaire and a risk stratification assessment. So just tell me from what you know, Braden, you mentioned that you've touched on it briefly, like what do you think the purpose is of doing a pre-screening questionnaire?
Well, it was important because you had to get their risk factor, and if their risk factor was, I think it was 2, one of the examples we did do. I think then you've got to sort of think about whether they need to go see a doctor and get a certificate to train. And then you're also guided by that to sort of see how you can progress your client and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main reason. So I put it like there's actually, you can see there's a lot of reasons, but that's pretty much the main reason. And what you're talking about there, actually, I'll just get on the screen. So you're talking about stage 2, which is the second part where you're going to go through and you're going to put down a risk factor +1. And as what you said, that gives you a risk score. So if you were to be above 2 risk factors, as you said, that's telling you they should only exercise at a moderate risk. Whereas if you're above, also less than 2, you can then work at a higher intensity. So that's going to tell us what intensity we're going to train our clients at from this form like that, which is essentially, if I get it here, the pre-screening form, this is the intensity guideline. So when they said, see how it said clients can only go up to Where'd it go? Hold on. There we go. So you know how we said that a low risk client can go vigorous and high?
Yeah.
So that's what this here is showing you, the intensity guidelines. So if I train Braden and said that he's got a low risk client, so I can train him, pretty much up to, max heart rate like that. That's what they're saying. But if I had, say, Gus, he had a few risk factors, and he like 3 risk factors. So they're saying that he can only go up to probably, we want to start him off in this category here. So probably we don't want his heart rate above sort of 70% to start with, just because of all the risk factors like that. So does that make sense, this table here about the intensity guidelines?
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet. So if you want to put that down as your answer. So the first one, as Braid said, where's the, got everything open here. Yep. So for that one there, you just put down the purpose of the pre-screening can include, and then Braden, you said to distinguish their risk factor to work out their level of intensity.
So are we talking as if we're talking to the actual client, or?
Probably, as long as you're using full sentences here, I think it'd probably be a bit too hard if we, if we, do it as a speech bubble and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's fine. As long as you're sort of putting down the information there. So, first one's risk factors to work out the level of intensity of their training. So just put a comma after that. Gus, why else do you think risk factor we got a pre-screening?
If they had any like injuries and stuff like that we need to get cleared, to obviously what Braden said before.
Yep. So essentially it's just screen. So you can say screen the client for any pre-existing injuries and medical conditions. Actually, I'll leave this slide up here now because a few of them are on there. So you can just so that's the stop point number 2 there. So it's to screen the client for any underlying medical and injury problems. So comma after that. Next one is just a legal requirement. So if I show you page 1 of the pre-screening, which is the 7 questions. Yeah, so the 7 questions there. So where you ask the client yes or no. Technically, this one's the 6th one, but your one's got 7. Technically, for all clients who are starting any sort of physical activity with you, if you don't ask them those 7 questions, you can be legally held responsible for anything that happens. So as you can see there, it's compulsory. So you can just write down a legal requirement to ask stage 1 questions. Probably the next thing as well, as I think Brad mentioned as well, is pretty much we need to identify, so identify if the client requires a medical clearance. So you can see in stage 1, if they answer yes to any of the questions, it has here in bold, if you answer yes to any of the 6 questions, please seek guidance from your allied health professional before exercise. So what you'd have to do there, you'd have to say to the client, you'd refer, depends, like if you have a client a doctor you might refer them to, or if they have their own doctor normally, you just say, oh, look, I need you to come back with a clearance from your doctor legally before you can start training them. There's plenty of other ones, but pretty much just the last one I'll get you guys to write down is just that last one here. I've just highlighted on the notes. So there's all those medical things, working out illnesses, injuries, things like that. But also for most fit and healthy clients, we just want to collect information to pretty much piece together either into a training program for the client or to then push them onto services they want. So, if I get a client in and I realize that they're pretty fit and healthy, I might then sort of, push them towards a service like just being a gym member. Or I might want to collect all the information about their goals and eating habits, things like that. I might want to collect all that because I'm going to start doing PT with them one-on-one. So all the information I do, I'm going to collect it to sort of piece together a training program to help them the best. Oh, that looks pretty good, Braden. So that's probably enough for that one. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put you into pairs. That one you probably can, I think, because that's all there is for that one. And actually, before I forget, go back and you can do the task 1 as well, the one we finished before. That can be turned in as well. But what I'll do is I'll put you into breakout rooms. Have you guys used breakout rooms before in the other ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So if I'll keep the footy boys together, I'll put you into one breakout room and I'll work with Jake. As I said, you've got the tutor notes just to help you with each page on how to do it. So just to start with, like, one of you be the trainer where you sort of ask the person and then switch over, and I'll be jumping in anyway. I'll be floating around like that between the rooms. So let's get that going. All right, so if you guys want to jump into those two. Cool. All right, Jake, just you and I now. Got rid of the footy guys.
I'm just trying to finish this last one quickly.
Too easy. What are you up to? So you just finishing off the.
I've basically done.
Oh, yep. Athlete client. So we've got face-to-face discussion on Zoom, text messages. Zoom calls allow athletes with busy schedule. Yep. All right. So I think we're good to go for the thing. It looks like.
All right.
So did you want to open up? Just open up any of those. You can see on my screen as long as you have just one of those things.
Yeah.
All right. So as I said, being a case study, we've just got to go through practice of doing it on a real client. So we've got to do 3 clients. So tonight we'll do the athlete. So I'll just pretend I'm an athlete. Just pretending. So yeah, essentially, you just put my details down. So
yeah.
I'll just get open the one that you're on. So if you just want to, in the signature box, just put your mouse there so I can see which one you're on. So we're on the same page. Not that one.
Client 2. Which one did you want me to get?
Client, that's fine. Client 2, I'll find you. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm on client 2 as well. So as I said, waiver. So if you were to do this, you probably wouldn't be. You wouldn't read it out. You just sort of have it in front of the client. You just sort of go blah blah blah, and then they sign it. So if you want to put down, well, that'll just be, you just write down TW for me. If you want to fill out your name,
Initials.
Yeah, initials is fine. So normally when I do it, I would. It's always a lot easier, like as a PT, to have these forms printed out. So you just have them as a big pile. On your desk, whatever. I always find it's easier with pen and paper, just so you got a pen, you just simply, you'll see when we get up to the next page where we've just got you've just got to fill out circle things. It's a lot easier with a pen. Yeah, so like that.
I fill yours out.
All right. Yep, so you can ask me. I'll say, Tate, last name Wilkins, Wilkins. Phone number 0422 489 366. You can probably just delete the female one. Date of birth 29/06/1987. Occupation teacher, technically, high school.
Email.
Email Tate Wilco, one word, at gmail.com.
Address.
4 Morgan Close, Coolum.
L. Is that right?
Queensland. Yeah, Coolum. Queensland.
Half your luck. How long you been up there?
You've been about 2 years.
No, I think Post Field may look at moving the Gold Coast up that way anyway. I love it up in Noosa.
Yeah, I got a mate. Yeah, I'm only Coolums. We're about 10-15 from Noosa, so
Yeah,
not too
yeah.
bad. Yeah. We made the move 2 years ago, and haven't regretted it yet. So it's good. Originally from Cronulla originally. So
Yeah, okay.
what about yourself?
I grew up in Horsham, so country Victoria, about 3 hours northwest of Horsham, of Melbourne, sorry.
Northwest. Oh yeah.
Um,
I've only done the tourist stuff down there. Just been to Melbourne
have
and.
you ever been to the
Sorry, what was that?
Grampians? Have you ever been to the Grampians? Like,
No,
it's about
no.
40
Are you near the Grampians area?
Yeah, about half an hour away from there, so it's not far.
We had a school I was teaching at went on a school trip there a few years ago, and they said it was great.
Yeah, nice. Beautiful.
So, yep. So once you do that, you just go through the details, same things like that. Fill that out. Now, so with a pen, you'll be going through, just going circling the answers. That's why I find it a bit easier with that. But pretty much what you can do today is I'm no for all those. Technically, legally, if you were like, you'd have the forms in front of you and you'd be talking to the client, so you would actually be saying the questions. Like you say, "Oh, has your doctor ever told you you'd have that?"
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that's what you're meant to do. But yeah, so I know I'm no for all these, so you can just just have a read through each one, just so you're familiar with the questions, what they are. But you have to read them out to me. Yeah,
Right.
but as long as you read them yourself, just to yourself, and you can start to you can delete all the yeses, because I'm pretty much as you're doing that. I'll just explain the questions. So pretty much these ones are all like high risk questions. So you've got question 1's about a heart condition, 2's about chest pain, 3 is about feeling faint, dizzy during exercise. So it's just all those sort of high risk questions for stage 1. That's why stage 1's compulsory. You've got to, and if you answer yes to any of those, you can see it's a referral. So that's all good. So that's why, as I said, that one's compulsory. Stage 2 technically isn't compulsory, but everyone does it because you might have a client who, they might not have any of these high risk things, but you might start to realize that, like that question 3, they're a smoker, they've got a family heart disease within their family, they've got maybe 5 or 6 risk factors. So you might say, well, technically they don't have to do a referral, but I'm going to probably refer them anyway because they've got a lot of risk. So actually, we'll get you to answer a question, read these just for experience there. So, you fill those out, that's fine. So 87 is 33. But probably from question 2 onwards, I'll get you to read it just for experience. But actually, I'll just explain the risk factors here. So pretty much on the left, you write the answers down. Column 2 is the criteria. So you can see there, if you're less than 45 or you're less than 55 for a female, it's a +1. So what you'd do is you'd write down, if that is an answer, you write down like +1. In this case though, it's going to be a 0.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like that. Sweet. If you want to go from question 2, just sort of
heart disease, stroke or heart attack.
Luckily, no. So, yep.
That would be 0 again. Risk score.
Yep. Yeah, 0.
Do you smoke cigarettes on a daily or weekly basis? Or have you quit smoking in the last 6 months?
No.
0 again.
Yep.
Describe your current physical activity, exercise level.
I'd probably be vigorous.
Just get rid of the rest.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, delete it all.
Frequency. So how many days a week?
We'll say 5. I'll just include my going to the gym. you include other ones, but I'll just stick to the structure one. So that one's minutes per week total, because the calculation's per week. So that's going to be 5 times 60, so 300 minutes.
So that is obviously 0 again.
No, so look at the criteria for this one. There's actually there's a minus factor here as well.
Yeah. So what?
So
is vigorous over 150 minutes? Is that right?
yeah, so it'll be -2. Yeah, that one. So the reason for that, this is the only one with a minus. The reason being, like, let's just say, if I have got a family history, I'm say 46 years of age, things like that. But if I'm actually exercising, a decent amount, they're saying, well, that actually brings your risk factor down. So that's why it's got a minus if you qualify.
Yeah.
With this one, you could ask the client, or you could, either do it with them. I'll just tell you my height is 178 down here. Weight is 85. Can you still see my screen? Is that still shared?
Yeah, I can still see it.
So you have got a calculation. So for BMI, usually you can go, it's weight over height squared. But probably the easiest way, I'll just show you. Just go on to online. You do this as well if you like. Or actually, I'll just do it on my screen. So you go online calculator.
Yeah.
Boom. I like the Heart Foundation one, which is that one. They've changed the website. We'll go to the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Look, you just simply chuck it in. So we say 178, 85. Boom. 26.8. So obviously with BMI, like, I mean, you can, I go to the gym, so I've got a decent amount of muscle mass. So for my height, so BMI, like, pretty much to go with BMI is it's still being used by doctors. So because it's still being used by GPs, they still got to use it. But pretty much if you're doing like with an athlete, I wouldn't really worry about BMI because we know that muscle mass is, because all it does is your weight over your height, or so your height over your weight. So it doesn't actually say if that 85 kilos is muscle or it's fat. So
yeah, okay,
yeah. So but for your general, sorry.
Just put down. What would I put down there? Just back to -1. Would it be?
Oh well, no, because see the criteria says that if you're above. So criteria says if you're above 30, it's a +1.
Yeah, got you. So still -2.
Oh well, for that individual question though, just a 0.
Oh yes, it's not a running tally. Yeah, you go. So.
No, we total at the end, at the very bottom there. So I'll let you keep answering those or questioning those.
Blood pressure. Ever been told that's high?
Nope.
Have you been told that you have high cholesterol?
Nope.
Have you been told you have high blood sugar?
No. Yeah, so then what you do, you just you go and total it in the column there, and then just write it down in the box there, -2. So straight away, like that's puts the client into the low risk. So pretty much like that, just a green light, as I've shown on this form. If you're looking at the categories, pretty much, yeah. So I can go up to the highest levels, vigorous, high, whatever. But if I had more than 2 though, you'd sort of want to keep them below to start with, and like that. So that's what that's doing. All right. Next up. All right. Next one's nutritional.
Yep.
Hold on, I've just lost your page. Let me just open it again. Task to Jake. Did your laptop cark it? Is that why you're using your wife's?
Yeah. that was a couple of weeks ago, so I've just been using this instead of changing back and forth. But didn't work today.
That's right.
But that's all right.
That's all good. All right, nutritional questions.
Okay, so please tell me what food you like and dislike. Or would that be more like if? Oh no, because the next question's sort of allergic to and whatnot. All good.
Yeah. I'm pretty good. So like my likes are going to be all, dislikes none. I'm pretty fine. So pretty much like a lot of these questions you'll find that won't really matter for some clients. So you're just trying to like screen any little thing. So a lot of the questions might not make big difference, but you're just trying to find like that one or two questions which make a big difference.
Any food you're allergic to?
Because like the one or two answers might make a big difference in terms of how we write their program. No.
What are 3 foods you eat when you snack?
Snacking, write down nuts, yogurt, and fruit.
Healthy man.
Try to be.
Are there any foods that you must eat weekly?
No. Maybe a afternoon Sunday beer.
Here we go. Are there foods that you eat with your family that you want to continue to eat?
Nah, see, I'm fine, but like, the reason why that question's in there is because, like, just say if I'm training a client who might be, from a big Italian family, and I'm trying to get them to, to cut the carbs down, and all of a sudden they're telling me, every Friday night, I've got to have, the big family dinner. So, for me it's no, but I thought I'd just explain what they're going on about there. So.
Yeah. Okay. How much water do you drink?
2 liters.
Do you drink alcohol on a daily, weekly basis?
Weekly.
You have to put down like how many times? Like obviously that's probably once a week, but
yeah, it depends on the form. So these ones doesn't say like that. Most gyms do have their different. So pretty much like every gym will have to have like the the +1 risk factors form and the 7 questions.
Yeah.
But once you get past those, like nutritional, other things like lifestyle questionnaire about goals.
Yeah.
Most gyms have their own one. They're similar to this, but it changes per gym. Some gyms I find they don't have that question about how many drinks do you have, because some clients might get a little bit defensive about that question. So that's probably why this one hasn't got it. Especially if it's your first time in the initial consultation with the client, you probably don't want to straight away go, how many drinks do you have? They might get a little bit cagey.
Yeah. Sweet.
But yeah, that's what you go.
Yeah. What other things do you drink daily? Coffee and whatnot, I suppose.
Protein powder.
Anything else?
Coffee. Sorry.
How many coffees a day?
2.
Are there any fruits or vegetables you dislike?
No.
Is there any other food craving you need to tell me about? Here we go.
Maybe a sweet treat after dinner. Let's go with that. Alrighty. Fill that out. That's the 8th. We'll do. You can probably do today actually. I think I'll eat much more.
Hours slept?
8. Yeah, 8 hours. No kids yet, so 8 hours.
Yeah, perfect. Any on the way?
No. I got married 2 months ago, so might be soon.
That's good.
Yeah.
What time?
Meal times. What time did I start? What did I start this morning? I think I had bowl of Weet-Bix. 6 would have been 6 a.m. You can put down for mood. You can put down okay for all of it.
Yep.
The reason why they got mood is like some clients, especially female clients, might be a bit more emotional eaters. You might find meal 4, their mood they might write down as like being flat, so they get the afternoon sugar hit, stuff like that. So that's what they got mood for.
Meal 2.
10 a.m. Just had a shake with banana powder, oats.
Meal 3.
I do.
Lunch.
1 p.m. lunch. Yeah. What I have? I had tuna roasted actually. That was good. So I had 2 cans of tuna, a cup of rice. I think I chucked in some peas in there as well, just to let my head out. Well, I work from home, so it's actually easy, like just in a routine, you know.
Nah, it's fair enough. 1 cup of rice and peas. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. So pretty much like, what you're trying to work out is just trying to find any kind of clues with athlete clients, probably not that worried, but if you were with a client, who might be middle-aged and you're just trying to find some clues.
Yeah.
Looking
at this,
I generally, sorry.
Like that's what I'd say from this is like you're pretty strict. You know what you want. Whereas like if you were an athlete but you're eating, you weren't protein shakes, you weren't eating healthy food, you're eating shit. There's obviously a bit of a gap.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you get clients who do, like, you train with them all the time, they train really well, and then they're not getting the results. So sometimes I probably wouldn't do the nutritional one maybe like on the first session. Like I might do it with them maybe a little bit later once I get to know them more, where they're going to open up to me more and sort of go tell me more about things. Depends. Like some gyms won't do the nutritional one as their first session. They might just simply do the pre-screenings, the assessment. So you got a baseline of, you can work out their cardiovascular fitness and things like that. Depends on the gym. I personally prefer to have nutrition a little bit later down the track. Once I've got them into a routine of exercising regularly, then I'll probably attack the food. But depends. So meal 4 at 4 p.m. I had a banana muffin, homemade.
You bake too, mate, yeah?
Nah, wife.
Yeah,
She's good. Meal 5 just before, so we'll say 6 p.m. was probably a bit before. 6 p.m. Chicken enchiladas.
I don't know how to spell enchiladas.
ENCHILADAS. Boom.
Right,
what I say? 2 leaves, I think.
Did you undertake any resistant training throughout the day?
I did. Yes.
Did you just go like one session or yes or?
Yeah, it's pretty yes.
Do you undertake any cardiovascular training throughout the day?
No.
Did you drink any alcohol throughout the day? If so, what did you drink and how much?
Negative.
Daily
and
notes.
Then, daily notes you can leave blank, but they just got in there just in case, like if you did want to write something down, if you wanted to write down about for example, what I've got, you can see here in the notes here. Actually, I put down for client for daily notes. Where are we? What have I said? Clients are gluten intolerant, or client was at a work meeting all day and could not eat. So it's just there if you need it.
Right.
But for me, you can leave it blank.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Needs analysis.
Training availability.
I'm available any day because I make it a priority, or try to. So pretty much just run your mouse along and just highlight them.
Okay.
So, or you can write down all. So again, if you had these printed out, you just be circling it. You just be circling the days.
Yeah.
You know, when they might train with you or like that.
Yeah, that just all, or do you want me to highlight them?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, all's fine.
Train.
For times, just put down AM between 6 and 9 AM. And then PM, put down NA. Dealing with you blokes in PM. And then, yeah, why it just says, just say work commitments.
Yeah.
But other things you could, like, just say if you're working with a mum, they might put down, you know, kid commitments, whatever else. So you're just trying to work out, because some clients always find an excuse. So you're just trying to find out things like that. You know, some clients say to me, I just don't have time. And you simply say, oh, well, hold on, you know, let's train here. So put it on them.
Exercise history.
15 years rugby league, 20 years athletics, I guess.
20 years.
Yeah. And then just write down, you know, currently gym training.
Sweet. All right. Likes about exercise.
Just highlight. So if you actually just click on the, can you do table property? Oh, you just probably bold them, put them in bold for your font. Yeah, like that.
Running.
Running. Just heavy weights, I guess.
Circuit training.
Olympic weightlifting and free weights. I'll do. So the purpose of this is, especially even the dislikes as well, is you're just sort of circling. So you're trying to piece together like what sort of stuff you might do with your client. You know, like if they said boxing, like I might say, okay, well, when I train them for the hour, I might just, you know, try to finish with a thing of boxing for 10 minutes, like that.
Yeah.
So pretty much what this is about. So for dislikes, just for, I mean, generally a lot of these are fine, but low intensity training, boring, and just machine weights, I guess.
So,
although it's funny though, because sometimes a client will say things, whereas sometimes I find with some clients though, they're saying the things they should be doing. Like they might say, "Oh, I don't like yoga," but they're really stiff and
okay.
you know what I mean? So take that with a grain of salt, I find. But to start with though, you do want to sort of get them going in positive. So you do want to sort of do the things they enjoy just to get them started.
Goals.
All right. Goals. I mean, I'm just cruising a little bit. So, but I mean, we'll put down 3 goals anyway. I've just been just sort of working on my sort of strength training. So we'll put down and also with the goals, I find it's always better to be very specific. So a client might say to you, "Oh, just want to get fit," and you're like, "Well, you need to, as a PT or whatever you want to do, you want to be very specific, so you can actually show the client you've actually helped them. You know, you're doing a good job. So, like for example, let's just say, do you guys what's your big test in aerobic fitness? The 12-minute run or 1.2?
Do a 2K time trial.
2K time trial. Yeah.
Oh, we used to do a yo-yo test, but we haven't done that for a couple of years. So.
Yeah. So the good thing about that is, like, obviously it's got data, so you can actually show in 6 weeks' time, you know, you've gone from that to that. So, same thing with your clients. Like if a client says to me, "I want to get stronger," so then I might say, well, you know, that's good because I can simply look at their weights they're lifting each session like that. So if we're going to use that for a goal, let's write down to improve core lifts by, say, 15%, and say and let's say in 6 weeks. So it's always good to have a time frame, because like if a client says to me, "Oh, I want to lose 5 kilos," if they don't put a time frame on it, then it sort of sits in a, technically they haven't failed it in 6 months' time if they have a deadline. Motive, just to feel strong.
How to make
I
you
guess you
feel.
can probably write the same thing for that one. I'd feel strong. I'd just feel massive. Yeah, massive. There you go. Huge with 5 U's.
Second goal, man.
Second goal, let's go with flexibility. So let's just say, I'll keep it simple, to attend yoga once a week for 6 weeks, which I was doing, but
I was gonna say, is it
once you
something?
miss one. And that's a good goal. I find that's a good goal for a lot of clients. Like a lot of clients say to me, "Oh, I want to do this and do that and blah, blah." But I know if they go from not exercising to then simply going to the gym twice a week for 6 weeks, then I know all those fat loss and other stuff is going to come.
Yeah.
So I just say to clients, "How about for 6 weeks? I want you to come twice a week." Boom.
Underlying motive. Flexibility.
To improve flexibility. How would it make me feel? Let's say I'd feel mobile or free mobile.
Third goal.
Third goal. We got strength, flexibility. Oh, that'll do. Let's do 2.
Motivation. How motivated are you?
5. Neutral.
Or just
Just do underline, actually. I think you can underline it.
who or what motivates you to achieve your goals?
Write down intrinsic motivation. Fancy word you might have heard maybe at the Swans.
Yeah.
Comes from internal.
Yeah. Is that it, mate?
Yeah, I'll do.
Have you set health and fitness goals before?
Yes.
If yes, did you achieve your goals?
Put the word "and" in between.
What's that, sorry?
Just write down yes and no, I guess. Probably the correct answer for everyone. You can write both. If yes, how? We'll say accountability. Seems silly, but like you can see here, like just at my gym, I've just got those program cards, gym cards.
Yeah, cool.
So like even me who, writes my own programs, I find like if I simply have a card where I actually write down, it's a small thing, but I actually find that, it's accountability.
Yeah.
So that's for, if no though, probably just losing motivation or interest. So like, for yoga, I'm doing it, but then I'll miss one session. I'll just CBF.
Barry, advising?
Yep. So generally with a client, most clients who come to you, like they bounce around from gym to gym, or they will do a goal and then they'll fail the goal. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to work out, okay, what are the reasons why they failed in the past, and then let's try to put some measures in place to try to combat those previous failings.
Yeah.
Lack of time is fine for me with no kids. So let's just put down probably not a priority, and then just when it says why, just write down flexibility isn't a big priority compared to other trainings. As you know, I'd rather just go in the gym and, like you can see your goals a bit better when you just go in there lifting the weight heavier each time, whereas flexibility takes a bit more patience. So with the injuries, so again, if you had this printed out, you could be sort of writing in, on the picture, sort of where the areas are. But for the notes for today, we'll just write it underneath where it has notes for injuries as dot points. So for me, generally it's I guess left shoulder. Left shoulder is weaker.
Weakness or weaker than right?
Oh, just weakness. Yeah, that's fine. Just
Yeah.
So what I'll be doing if I did this with a client, I'd just be writing dot points down. But I could even be writing down like other little notes for myself. So I might be I could even put down in brackets there, ensure, unilateral work. So I might be doing, single side stuff instead of doing double bench press and things like that.
You want to put that down?
Put that there if you don't like for now. No, I don't worry about it, but just sort of showing what I would do if you had a client, little notes like that. Other injuries, right foot.
Too many kicks.
Yeah, no, that was from Oztag. Just rolled it. Just write down torn ligaments 3 months ago, so still a bit weak. That's all she wrote. So yeah, you just put down. So at the end, you sort of say, "Oh, is there any other questions?" Blah blah blah. You just get them to sign it, and that's sort of what you sort of do on the first session with the client. What else you'd probably do is we'll do it later on, but you'd also do a bit of a baseline testing with a client.
Yeah. Sorry.
So if you had a client who just wants to, say, middle-aged female, wants to maybe get some more strength, you might. We'll get this going. Like we have like a testing page where they just write down their score, what tests they did, things like that. So you might do a handful of tests, like basic ones, depends on their goals. So push-up test, sit-up test, things like that. So that's pretty much what you covered the first time. So any questions?
No, man, all good. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So that's a case study. So as I said, we've got to do that with. So today I was the athlete, clearly.
Yeah.
So you've just got to do that with a female client and older. So older, generally above 55.
Yeah.
Ideally. Leon wanted me to say as well that. So tonight we did the case study, but if you're booking in for a Wednesday or Thursday class, are you going to do that?
I don't think I'll be able to. I'm pretty busy the next couple of weeks. I'm moving house at the moment, so I've got a bit of stuff going on. So I'm just doing the one at the moment.
That's fine. That's the beauty of obviously Zoom and stuff like that. So what we're doing on, and we're gonna put this in the classroom. So what we're doing on the Wednesday, Thursday of this week, I think we're doing workshop. Let me just get it up. I'll just tell you the ones that we're doing, so just so you know which ones, and you can do it in your own time.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see the ones that I should have wrote this down. So we've done. So we've done 1D. Looks like we've done 1E. Actually, I'll click on you so I can see which ones you've done. So you've done 1F, 1G.
Yep.
Actually, you've done a decent amount, so it's probably not a bad thing that you're busy. So you've done already 1A, 1B, 1C.
Because I knew this was coming up, so I just wanted to
be
up to date as I could.
Actually, so what we try to do is on the Monday and Tuesday of the week, we do, like, for example, we might do 1A and 1B as those Zooms. So everyone in the Zooms they're all doing the same, like, 1A, 1B.
Yep.
And then for the Wednesday and Thursday, we do 1C, 1D, for example. So what we're doing for Wednesday, Thursday this week. So obviously, if you can't do the Zoom, you can just do it yourself. So I'm pretty sure for you, I think we're doing like 1F and G, but if you've done those ones, we've just uploaded the 5s. So if we go to module 5, where are we? Classwork. Yeah, these ones have been posted here. So these only got posted today, I think. Yeah. So yeah, 5 A and B. I think we're going to do tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday. So
Okay.
yeah, they're the ones that if you get time to do 5A and 5B.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Alrighty. Good luck with the move. Where are you moving to?
I've got to join in Kingsford, so I'm in Randwick at the moment, so it's just a couple of K away. But yeah, it's been a pretty long settlement, so just got a few things. Want to get some painting done, some new carpets and that put in before we move in. So bit happening.
Yeah, nice. Silver Spot. That's not far from Kingsford. Would that be South Sydney territory or the Roosters?
It'd still be Roosters, I think. I'm next to the Randwick Hospital there, so it's just right on the border there, like north.
Yeah, I think, what's that road? They often say the road is the borderline between the two clubs.
Anzac Parade, the main.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. So.
I wouldn't know, mate. Don't follow too much rugby, but
get into it, mate. Origin tomorrow.
yeah, it's fine. Who wins?
Oh, every year on paper it's New South Wales, but
yeah,
the performance is always not on paper, so hard to say. The underdog would be Queensland. So if you want to go for an underdog, you can go for Queensland, I guess.
They usually have the Melbourne Storm players, so
yeah, that too. Hey, I'm going to let you go because we're done, and I probably should check on the other guys. So
no problem, mate. No, thanks very much for that. Appreciate it.
That's right. Good luck with your move. If you need any help, just send us an email or a text. If you're getting stuck, like if you're working on stuff yourself and you need a hand, just hit us up. But you got tutor notes there and stuff like that, so it should be sweet.
Cool. All right. Thanks very much.
All right. All the best.
Thanks, mate. Bye.